Yo, what up, guys? How is going? From my time check, it's 9:50 a.m. That's 10 minutes before the hour of 10 o'clock. All right, so we want to quickly look at BTC to see how it's been performing after our last analysis. All right, and please remember that none of these information here constitutes a financial advice. None of the things I say here is a form of financial advice. Okay, so it will do you so many good to scrutinize every information you be getting from here, because what I'm just doing here is for edutainment purpose. I educate you and as well as entertain you, so please do not take it as a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not have any degree in financial advice, so please take everything here with a pinch of salt and always question whatever it is I say. Okay, always question it, don't take it to the bank. All right, so that you don't lose money and you don't come to say I made you lose money. Okay, so after our analysis we said something about BTC coming to this 46k at 46,450, right? You can, if you can remember very well, I said that vociferously. I was emphatic on that if BTC should get to this very level, that this is the very particular place where I'm looking at, that if BTC should eventually touch this very point, that nothing stops it from coming to this 40k 42 region. I emphatically stated that, but unfortunately we didn't get that touch. The least BTC fell, the least it went to was, I think, it went to as low as around 46,997, roughly 47k. Okay, that was the least it actually went to before it kind of got rejected immediately. All right, so what it means now is that let's look at the 50 EMA, that's 50-day exponential moving average. Let's also see what it's telling us. That, and remember that what I'm using for this analysis is 60 minutes chart, that's 1 hour. Okay, so this is basically 1 hour chart. Okay, so looking at this place now, you see that this 50 EMA, okay, this 50-day exponential moving average that was once serving as a resistance has actually flipped into a support. All right, and then this is the zone where BTC is. Remember what I told us? I told us that this zone now is a decider. If BTC eventually exits this zone now, oh, we are back on track. If eventually exit this zone, we are back on track. I gave us two things. One of this very region now, this very point was the deciding factor. I told us that if BTC should eventually get to this very should get to this very 46,450, that nothing stops it from getting to this 42k 40 region. Unfortunately we didn't get it. Okay, we didn't. We just got this week that was rejected, and then BTC bounced back to this very, this is the zone it is now. And from what I'm seeing now, is as if we're gonna exit that zone, but I can't say for certainty. Okay, so I'm not bootad right now. Okay, I'm not 100% bullish until we cleanly exit this zone. This zone is a zone of contention. Okay, it's a zone where every person needs to, keep his tabs on. Everybody needs to pay particular attention to what happens there. Okay, already we're getting this bearish candle and all that, but I'm not saying everything is there's gonna be a reversal. Yeah, 1 hour hasn't ended. This is a 60-minute time frame. Okay, so 1 hour hasn't ended, so it's actually too early to decide what this candle would end up to be. Okay, so all of hands are folded, fingers are crossed. Okay, so we are looking at how it reacts there to see the next thing that it's moving. It's a very new week over here, and then I can check in crypto Twitter, seeing bullish sentiments returning and all that. Okay, it's a very good one, but then typical of myself, I want to hear myself, so to say. I don't want people's opinion or people's view to becloud my sense of judgment. I want to, I want to use people's, whatever people are saying. I just want to use it to gauge the general opinion, but my own opinion is what I always go with. My own opinion is what that matters to me generally in this market. Okay, because even if I lose money, nobody is gonna be there to bear the pain with me, so why would I need to listen to people? I just use public sentiment to gauge what the general opinion is, but then my voice is what matters. What the chart is telling me is what matters. Every other thing is noise. All right, so this zone now is a very crucial zone for us to look at. Whatever happens here, the price action at this zone now is what we will determine what we're gonna do. Already, yeah, we've seen this little candle wicks, this candle, small tiny candle formation and all that. Okay, but let's keep our fingers crossed. So if we happen to exit that zone, okay, if we happen to exit this zone now, it means exit it, not just exiting it with a price action that doesn't make sense. I want us to exit it gallantly. I want us to exit this zone, we are serious about exiting it, because there's a difference between exiting, you're just gliding through, and exiting it because you're serious. I don't want us to exit this zone like we are very very serious about exiting it. Okay, so if we ever eventually exit this, I can now say, yeah, market, the bullishness of the market has returned. All right, so this is just the little thing I want us to look at. Okay, let's also look at the lower time frames. We can, a higher time frame, please. Let's go to the higher time frames. Look at probably look at 4 hours to see what is also telling us. I'm looking at 4 hour right now. Okay, these are the 4 hour charts. Okay, waiting for it to come up. I'm gonna bold in this. Okay, so 4 hour here, we are these 4 hour charts, and what is it telling us? Still the same thing. We've not exited that zone, we've not left that zone. As a matter of fact, from the 4 hour chart, the 50-day moving average, the candle is actually touching it. So in the 4 hour chart, it hasn't flipped into a support. It is currently serving as a resistance in the 4 hour chart. Okay, so that's why I said I need to see what happens there. If we should glide through this thing, with grace and candor. Okay, I don't know if you should glide through this, with guts. Okay, with brevity, so to say, I would be somewhat confident that the bullish market is returning. All right, I'll be very much confident. I'll be very much confident in what the bulls are going to do. But since we are still within that range, since we've not really exited it totally, my fingers are crossed. I haven't, as a matter of fact, I've not traded, I've not taken any long entry. All my trades since the last video we did, I've always been scalping. I've not taken any long-term trade. The only trade I still have on now are my spot positions, my spot coins. Probably in the subsequent episodes, in the subsequent video, I'm gonna share with you guys the coin I'm holding for a long term, the coin I have so much confidence on their performance. Okay, in the nearest possible future. Okay, so this is actually what I am thinking about BTC. I am feeling that if we should eventually exit this place, if you should eventually get over this current place we are in right now, so the next thing that is going to happen is, let me exit this to go back to normal chart. The next thing that is going to happen is, if we should exit here, so the next area or the next point of focus should be around here. Let me get this horizontal line. Okay, so if we should exit here now, okay, we would also have to look at what happens there. Okay, we should also look at what happens there, but what happens there depends on how we are able to flip this 50 exponential moving average that is serving as a resistance, how we're able to flip it into a support. If we flip it very well, then the next place we should be looking at is 56, 57k. Remember that in the last video I told us that I can only become 100% bullish when we flip this 56k. I said it there, that 56k is actually a very important point where I'm looking at. Let's also look at the daily time frame here. All right, for the daily time frame, look at what happened. Okay, we got here, we got this low. The lowest we descended was what? We got to a low of 47,000. We got to this 47,000 low, and then we are still within this zone, this range right now. Okay, so I can only become 100% bootard. Okay, a bootard is somebody that only believes that prices go up without coming down. So I'm not a bootard. I'm not going to become a bootard, so to say. Okay, so I can only switch my sentiment to more probably 80% bullish and 20% bearish. Okay, I can only switch that when I see how we flip through this. But then this is actually a very strong bullish candle. This is a very strong greenish dildo that more like tells us that, okay, yeah, this move is serious, that this bullishness is serious. Okay, but then we can't say for certainty until we exit this zone. Until we exit this zone, probably I should change the color to yellow so that you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, let me paint it to yellow. Okay, so this yellow zone is where I am 100% focused on. Is where I'm looking at how the price reacts, the how we end up, okay, how we finally exited. That's all that matters. All right, guys, so if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button. You could share the video if it makes sense to you. You know, could always return for more quality content, and then I will see you in the subsequent episode. Your man, Mr. Solution.